So, as I predicted, Donald Trump won the election. And I knew we could trust the American people to just think beyond mainstream media, who was trying to color the thing as over and nothing. But I also predicted that this is a changing moment in American politics. And the reason it is because people said, look, the status quo, it doesn't work for us anymore. It hasn't worked for 30 years. We want change. We don't want another, Clinton, Obama legacy. Let's go for something different. And I believe that all of the other politicians in Washington, not here in California because we're living in la la land, they're disconnected from everything. I think everything's okay, even though a woman who's making $80,000 a year here in the Bay Area, she can't afford to live in her apartment anymore because it's too expensive. So, but Trump got that, and the people got the fact that he realized we can't keep shipping jobs overseas. We can't keep going on endless wars where we spend billions or trillions of dollars. So it was an epic night. You could see the people on CNN were getting like disoriented, like what the hell is happening here?
Yeah, well, I mean, and CNN's credibility is like complete.
God.
Wolf Blitzer asking Trump questions that were given to him by the Clinton campaign.
Yeah.
Donna Brazile giving questions to the Clinton campaign.
And let's not forget John Harwood either.
Yeah, and here's
CNBC.
Here's the thing. I don't think Trump is going to completely like blacklist them and go, "Oh, I'll never be on your network." He'll hug it out and be cool with it. Whereas they're petrified of Clinton. You cross that bitch and there's no turning back.
Yeah, I think you could see walking onto the stage for his acceptance speech last night. Trump was feeling the gravity of the moment. That is, I am now president-elect of the United States. I'm going to have to really represent them in the best way I can. And it's not about the Trump brand anymore. It's about the American people. And that's the way he connected. And you could see it all over the landscape in Florida, Michigan, everywhere, that people were getting the idea that he was for them. He wasn't for my legacy of another Clinton in the White House and the first woman or whatever. It wasn't about him, really. It was about this movement that they created. And I think the people really felt that, and they delivered for him on it.
Well, did you see, too, that Putin gave a speech in front of a bunch of dignitaries and says he's ready to be friends with the United States and spark up a friendship and work with the U.S.?
Well, Trump said in his acceptance speech, we want to be friends with everyone who wants to be friends with us. And that was a double-edged sword because Iran, if you want to screw around with us, it's not going to end well. We're not going to have you capturing sailors in the Straits of Hormuz. So, but I think Putin realizes, this is what's going to happen behind the closed doors. And I'm talking about the first.
You're not talking about the naked girls and caviar.
I'm not talking about the second set.
Right. Okay.
That's after the discussion.
That's after the deals are made.
Yeah, but it's going to be Vlad. Let's talk about this. Our economy is 16 times the size of yours. How do we work together to make everybody better? And how do we stop spending money on these wars we don't need to do? That's what's going to happen. And then they're going to come up with a plan. Okay, so maybe we won't sell any of our gas to Europe, so you can keep selling it over there and everything. And we won't hammer away with NATO and everything. And the serious thing, let's just create a city where all of these refugees can go and keep them in the Middle East there and everything, so they don't have to go to Europe and screw everything up there. So why don't we party? That's going to be it. Now, the dialogue with China is going to be a little different. It's going to be all smiling at first, and then when the doors close, it's going to be China Inc. as you knew it is over. Okay? Walmart, it's over. Okay? So here's our new trade policy. Zero trade balance with China. So you figure out what you want to buy from us, and then we'll figure out how much we can buy from you. But that's the way it's going to be. Also, Mr. Fields at Ford Motor Company, let's see. You want to build compact and small cars in Mexico. They have low margins. Trucks have high margins. So if you send that factory over to China and we put a big tax on there, you're going to lose money on every car you make. So maybe you should just put it in Detroit instead. What do you think? Maybe we should employ America. I mean, he's enough of a businessman to realize, from a trade perspective, the U.S. is holding all the cards. Okay, they were talking last night on Fox about, Trump was dealt the inside straight. Well, we don't have the inside straight in world trade. We have the royal flush. Okay, so we would just say, look, we're for fair trade. We're not for giving away all our money.
Well, it's definitely a reset, and what the Kool-Aid drinkers have to realize is that Trump is not as bad as he's been portrayed by Dennis the Menace's dad and Vanderbilt Kid and Chuck Watt and softball guy, and he's not exactly the monster, Stepan Epanikopoulos.
Isn't Stepan Epanikopoulos going to have to move to Australia? Isn't that what his wife said? They're going to move to Australia. Okay, bye. And all these other people like Robert De Niro, great. Bob, go to Canada.
Well, how do you think you feel if you're somebody that paid $350,000 for a dinner at Clooney's to sit next to Clinton, and now she's just going to keep your money because she has no leverage now to. You think Saudi Arabia is going to be giving the Clinton Foundation,
No.
millions and billions of dollars anymore? Is any of these corporations going to be donating to the Clinton Foundation anymore to pay for Chelsea's wedding and things like that?
Nope.
You think Bill Clinton's going to get any more $1 million birthday gifts from Middle Eastern countries?
And, I think he mentioned it last night that he's going to reach out to all these other people and say, and this is what I predicted a long time ago, he's going to get them in a big meeting room and go, okay, what do you want? What do you want to do? You want to make the inner cities great? Let's figure out a plan how to do that. Mm-hmm. Of course, we know what the plan is. It's Plan 182. But, we just have to get that before the president-elect. But anyway, I think you're exactly right. They're going to figure out he's not as bad as they thought. He's not going to start a nuclear... I mean, when I heard this thing about the nuclear war, these idiots here in Silicon Valley are saying, oh, my God, we have to, demobilize all the nukes right now because he's going to push the button. What are you talking about?
Way safer with Trump. Clinton's actually threatening nuclear war. She's actually making the threats.
That's the way they get everything 180 degrees out of phase here.
Well, it's because all those fat cats are all benefiting from New World Order policies. All those fat cats in Silicon Valley are all part of that cabal.
Yeah, and of course we need more immigrants because then we can siloize our companies so that only immigrants with certain skill sets and the only companies getting funded are doing some worthless app that may or may never make any money. So, but a real job like building a car or having a lawn care service or something, you don't need those. That's okay, except if it's my house in Atherton or Palo Alto or whatever. But yeah, they were like shocked. They woke up and they were like, what the heck happened? That's how out of touch they were. If you looked at the map with this little sliver of blue here and a little sliver of blue from D.C. running up to Massachusetts and the rest of it red, you kind of got the picture of what was going on in the country.
Yeah, well, and there's a big monster vote too, whereas people aren't going to advertise so much that they're voting for Trump, and they get in the booth and cha-ching.
Well, that was certainly. Now, on the other hand, though, there were tons of people coming out for these rallies. They were literally waiting hours to get in to see him. Hillary didn't have any of that. So it was the media trying to coronate somebody. They're just as out of touch as Hollywood is, just as out of touch as Wall Street is now. The interesting thing was, last night the futures market for the Dow was down at one point over 800 points. I think I saw it like 812 points down. The market before our call, when I checked it out, was 200 points up. Because they woke up and they were like, well, wait a second. Hey, maybe Trump isn't as bad as we
No,
thought.
that's therein lies the crux, is that he's not as bad as they make him out to be. And Clinton's whole campaign was, "Isn't Trump horrible?
Yeah.
Trump is so horrible. We can't elect him."
Yeah. I have no ideas, but he's horrible.
Right, and when in reality, she's the one being divisive.
Yeah.
She's the one like being divisive with everything, and
Oops. Here's a Trump supporter. The American people won. And half of the American people don't know they won, but they'll figure it out soon that they actually have a chance. Now, of course, there'll always be the certain polarization group that they can't go for anything that has to do with Trump or.
Well, I mean, Trump is still bringing in a bunch of corporate lobbyists onto his team, and he does still have Mike Pence as VP, who's an insane theocrat. But it's still better than Clinton. It's still better than Clinton.
Way better. And Mike Pence is simply, going to follow whatever marching orders Donald Trump gives him, period. And so Trump's main thing will be the easiest thing to do, trade deals and infrastructure, get those going. The next thing to do, how do I stimulate the real economy? And he'll first think I have to bring back money from overseas. But if you put it here and there's nothing for him to do with it, which what they'll do is put it back to the shareholders as dividends. But then he'll realize I need Plan 182. I need to put small businesses back to work. I also think another major change that people aren't thinking about is Janet Yellen's numbers, days at the Federal Reserve, may be numbered because they've done nothing to stimulate the economy other than put $3 trillion on their balance sheet.
Right. Loretta Lynch is gone.
Loretta Lynch gone.
Comey's gone.
Well, I think what's going to happen is he'll probably make Rudy Giuliani Attorney General. And remember, Rudy used to have him work for him, and he's going to call Comey in and say, "What the hell are you doing?" Now, I know Loretta Lynch and Obama told you both feet on the brakes. Those feet are off the brakes and on the accelerator now. But I also don't think, this is just my opinion, I don't think Trump is going to rake the country over the coals for a long period of time. I think what he's going to do is have a private meeting. They're going to show all the evidence, and they're going to say, look, here's the deal. Either we do an extended Watergate-type trial where you look like an idiot, or you agree to shut down the Clinton Foundation from all foreign transactions and so forth and put out an apology for that behavior. By the way, we'll be monitoring you very closely on the air. Because I don't think the country really needs to get distracted again about some Watergate type thing. And that's why we had Jerry Ford, because he was, such a...
Well, a lot of people want to see her go to jail. And remember, Obama didn't jail anybody, war criminal or Wall Street criminal. He didn't do anything.
I know, he did nothing. And his legacy is toast. I mean, Obamacare, gone. Now...
And how much money taxpayer money did he waste flying around on Air Force One campaigning for Clinton?
It was only $200,000 an hour.
Not doing his job, just campaigning for Clinton.
Hey, as we said in the summer, he left the building already. He was out playing golf, which is where he should go. Go play golf. Your legacy's going to be dirt. So, Iran deal, that's gone. Trump's going to send him in and say, here's the new deal. Okay? And then he's going to sit down with Putin and say, okay, here's the way I see things. If we have to protect this area, we split the oil. So there's our deal. Let's party. Let's go into door number 2.
Right.
But so I think there will be a lot of changes. He's the first president since 1928, Republican, to have. Remember, Obama had this in 2010 and did nothing. To have the Senate, Congress, and the White House.
Yeah, but the truth is, it's sort of not coming down to globalists and nationalists. Because Trump is not a Republican, and most of those establishment Republicans don't like him. They're all Team Clinton. In fact, Bush too also voted for Clinton. So he's really not really a Republican.
No, no, that's right. He's not. That simply was the party so he could get elected. But you're exactly right. But what these politicians are going to do, remember, he's not a politician. What the professional politicians are going to do is go, hey, wait a second. This wind just changed a little from where I thought it was. And so I thought it was blowing here, and now it's blowing over here. I got to get over here and get lined up. So what they're going to do is, you just had a rogue president elected. Are you going to vote against his policies? I don't think that's a good political move. But between 2 and 6 years later, you could be out on the street. So, and he'll help you there. So I think you're going to find the first 100 days will be very powerful, and they'll get a lot of stuff done. TTP.
Yeah, unless Obama does some weird lame duck shenanigans, that's dead.
That's dead. And the Bushes were very much for TPP.
Oh, of course. Both of them voted for Clinton.
Yeah.
So that whole cabal is not necessarily running the show anymore.
Right. And so I think it was a wake-up call, as we said earlier on Political Pals. It was a wake-up call for the whole political system in the U.S. Britain did the same thing. Wait a second. So there is a global reset that it isn't all about open borders as George Soros wanted. The market's up like 200 points now. So it's been a 1,000-point swing in less than 12 hours.
Yeah. All the naysayers might end up being pleasantly surprised with Trump because it's not going to be as gloom and doom as the mainstream media has made it out to be. And that's not to say that he's still not going to be surrounded by corporate, people.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be as bad as Clinton.
You use Pence as an example. There's no less powerful position in the country than vice president, right?
No,
That's why they put Teddy Roosevelt in.
He's using Chris Christie, who's also a criminal, for his transition team, and God forbid he puts Ben Carson and Sarah Palin in his cabinet. There's some potentially scary stuff that could happen, but it's still not as scary as Clinton. With Clinton, we know we've got another world war, we've got another crash, we've got corruption like we've never seen before, we've got 20%,
TPP.
TPP, we've got 20% of her campaign financed by Saudi Arabia. It's just all the favors to pay back. And the thing is, what a bad investment for all those people that gave Bill Clinton $1 million birthday presents and all this quid pro quo. What a bad investment that was.
Yeah.
She can't. What can the Clintons do now to help you out?
Nothing.
They should pull that money out and give it back to the people of Haiti that they stole it from.
Yep. Well, now think about this. Would it be better to have Haiti rebuilt under a Trump presidency or a Clinton presidency?
Oh, well, I don't think, we know the answer to that.
Yeah. But I think from the vets standpoint, vets are going to be way better off under Trump.
What do you think Clinton's going to charge for a speech now?
Clinton?
Yeah.
Bill?
Or Hillary? What's Hillary Clinton going to get for a speech?
I'm telling you, idiots like Jeffrey Katzenberg are still going to pay her $250,000 for a speech. Right? Clooney's going to throw another party. We have to hear what Hillary, what do we have to do to win it next time?
Here's another question for you. Do you think she's going to even live much longer?
I saw her come off the stage this morning, and it looked like it was a struggle just walking. She was going so slowly like that.
Her lifelong dream has been crushed.
Well, I think she can get over that simply by, dialing up a couple of her playmates, like Ellen and Katy Perry and Bon Jovi, and going down to the Vanderbilt kids' place and having a big party in Brazil.
Yeah, but do you think a lot of these people, it's like rats leaving the ship, are even going to care? Because what could she do for anybody now? Except just be annoying and drunk.
That's a good point. I don't know.
I mean, would you want to be around her at all?
No. I didn't want to be
Throwing things
around
at
her
assistants.
And Bill, he looks like a wind-up doll. When he was there clapping on the thing today, he was like, I was like, was somebody like wind him up?
He's just thinking, how can I get with Putin and Trump and the girls now?
Yeah. Yeah, he knows he's in trouble, and if he says, hey, Donald, can I get in that party? And he's like, no. But anyway, there it was. Political Pals called it.
Well, actually, you called it. I wasn't completely convinced. I thought that they would use all their cheating skills and just continue to lie about it. But you were right. You know, I mean, the only way she would have won, I figured, was by cheating. I just didn't know if they would be able to pull off the cheating, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Sure, they tried.
Yeah, it would be hard to pull off that massive thing. Now, you did hear that some 89-year-old woman down in your area got like 8,000 absentee ballots mailed to her address, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? And how about this one in Florida? A woman turned in Broward County, which is Fort Lauderdale. She went to the Elections Commission and said, hey, I was just hired as a temporary worker to fill out ballots for other people that aren't me. So that's another investigation that's going on. But it's hard. You can't move 1 million votes that way. So
yeah, and they more just cheat in the primaries, right? Because most of the presidential election doesn't matter who wins. Obama, Romney, McCain, you know, Bush, Kerry, they're all basically work for the same people. There's still going to be endless war and tax breaks for the...
They work for Buffett and George Soros.
Yeah, there's really not much difference between Obama and Romney. Just Obama claims to have evolved on gay marriage. You know,
yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Well, there it is. 2016 turned out for the better.